Hi, this is John, the Techie Car Guy, and today we're doing something just a little bit different. Yes, we're at a local Cars and Coffee event, but I thought I would bring you a little bit different content than what we normally do. I'm an amateur videographer, and what I like to do is go to these events and film them and share them with people. I do it as a passion, not a profession. But when I go out, I generally will carry my Lumix GH5 DSLR camera, or I carry GoPros. And as I've learned, the more of these events I do, the GoPro is the perfect tool. But they don't always offer the most cinematic formats and footage. So what we're doing today is I'm going to do a comparison from the DSLR, the GoPro standard shot in 4K, and then the GoPro with the new Anamorphic lens. Now I'm using the GoPro 11, but we're gonna go around and shoot what we normally do at these types of events, and then we'll do some comparison and let you see for yourself which one works best. You might be surprised. Now I have no illusions that our DSLR, which is capable of shooting 4K 60 frames per second at a massive 400 megabits per second bitrate, will always look better than the GoPros with its maximum bitrate of 120 megabits a second, even when using the GoPro's 5.3K capability. The sensor of the DSLR is just bigger, and there's no getting around the fact that bigger in the world of videographer is the name of the game. But what I am hoping to determine is, can these little GoPros or any action camera give us maybe 75% of the quality so that we can carry more cameras and less gear when we are on the road and filming cool cars at events like this one. Here we have a gorgeous Porsche Cayman 718 GTS waiting for someone to take it home. Here we will do a quick pan from the Porsche's huge brake calibers to the GTS 4.0 designation on the door. First, the GH5. Next, the GoPro 11 with the standard lens. And finally, with the Anamorphic lens equipped. Here's a quick pan across the Porsche color palette in the design room. First, the GH5. Next, the regular GoPro. And finally, the Anamorphic lens GoPro. I meant to mention that all of the footage is right out of the camera, except for the de-squeezing done on the Anamorphic GoPro and our editing software to the Anamorphic footage. Here's some footage for comparison, shot outside the dealership. Today's Cars and Coffee is being held at Porsche of Tallahassee. One of the cool aspects of the Anamorphic lens is the light effects you can get from the curved lens face. Here you can see some lens flares from the morning sun. Let's do another comparison between the GoPros on this amazing 50th anniversary 911 Turbo S. Here's the regular GoPro. And here is the GoPro with Anamorphic lens. Again, regular GoPro and the Anamorphic lens equipped camera. One last comparison on this matte PPF wrapped 911, the GH5, the standard GoPro, and the Anamorphic. So that wraps up our comparison. Personally, I think the GoPros did a pretty good job, and while I'd say the image quality isn't quite there with that of the 4K capable DSLR, shooting with the GoPros in either configuration makes for some compelling video. Now, I think the Anamorphic lens works best outdoors, but the standard GoPro looks pretty good as well. I don't think you could go wrong with either option. Before we wrap, let's see how all three cameras' footage work together as we present a short recap of this month's Cars and Coffee at Porsche of Tallahassee.